Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jack Tactical Pig, and today we're going to be doing a chill stream. I did a video earlier where I opened up a bundle box for XAO OB1. However, the problem with that is it didn't work well. Apparently, the Wi-Fi here fucking sucks. So it decided to pause the stream in the middle of it. Not only did it do that, it then decided to make it a second fucking video. So if I upload it, it's 2 videos. So I'm kind of deciding whether or not I'm still going to do that. I could just not. I didn't get anything really good from the box anyway. Not that that was the point of doing it. I just do it to get a box per set. But I'm not worried about it. Anyway, I decided to do a chill stream since I haven't done one in a while. It also looks like for some stupid reason the stream is lagging like hell. I keep looking over here because that's where my laptop is. But the camera's here because I'm using my tripod camera because I've never used my tripod camera in one of these. So it's something I want to try doing. So, like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Pretty long time actually. I'd say it's been a few months. I've just done a chill stream or just sit there and talk for a bit, so that's pretty fun. I don't know. Kind of had something to do during those. I was playing Trove throughout most of them. That's kind of what my go-to thing was. Now I'm just kind of sitting here looking at a camera talking, which I can do. I'm not saying I can't do that. It just feels kind of weird doing it, especially when I haven't done it in a while. That's the only downside. But overall, it's not that bad. Just return back to it. I just thought I'm going to sit here and talk. Hopefully someone comes in and gives you something to talk about, because I really don't know what to talk about. Considering 90% sure this may get cut in half again if I try uploading it to YouTube. If it does, I'm going to be very disappointed. You probably won't see any more of these. But I'm going to try and do one at least tonight and see how well it goes. And if it goes well, there we go. I won't have to worry about nothing. No one's saying I can't record them and upload them. However, then it would just be a video where I sit here and talk to myself, and that's not as fun. It's better to do it live because there's something called audience interaction. Yeah, I don't know why it's lagging so much. I don't have anything else open besides Discord and technically Google Chrome, which honestly I'd say that's probably what's doing it is Google Chrome, considering Chrome takes up all the RAM. No, don't fall, boxes. Boxes fell. Wait, it's fine. Anyway, let's see, what is there to talk about? I mean, there's plenty to talk about. I just don't know what to talk about on stream. That's the difference. I know I used to have this problem a lot. By the way, like I said, it's been months, almost a full year since I've done one of these, so forgive me for taking a bit of time to do it. I'm gonna look around here. Not just at this shelf. This is a shelf I would love to talk about stuff, but I don't want to bore people, so I'm trying to think of other stuff around the room. Actually, something fell. Anyway, I don't know. I think I know what I'll talk about. It's been a year since I've done a lot of things. Almost a full year since I've done a lot of things. Using the stitch. My head is a razor, but it's got some, like, really, really grooved edges, and I'm itchy because this hat is itchy, and so is this shirt. Honestly, the shirt's always been pretty itchy on me, but anyway, I'm rambling. I also haven't done a lot of drawing in the past year. I mean, I've drawn. I mean, I've done a lot of... Actually, here, I'll go get my drawings. Get my sketchbook I got. Because I've done some drawings this year. It's just I haven't done anything too big, I'd say. Because I stopped doing online art for a bit because I wanted to do more paper art, but then I just paused because I wasn't doing either, and it became just, what's the word? I believe the word stagnant is the word I'm looking for. I keep looking over here, thinking the camera's over there, because we're usually where my camera was, but it's right here. Anyway, I drew Denji from Chainsaw Man at one point. Just off of one of the manga covers. Still haven't tried coloring. I actually got this as a gift for Christmas from an old friend of mine. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Thank you. I don't know if you're okay with your name being said on stream, but thank you. You know who you are. I also got some, like, colored pencils and stuff from them as well, and, like, oil, I don't know what they're called. I don't want to say they're not paints, but they're like what you used to color. Oil pastels. That's a word. Okay, pastel's the word, and then also a coloring book, but for a D&D coloring book, which I didn't know they made D&D coloring books, but I really need to open that up and do it. Something about me just doesn't want to mess up the art or like draw outside or color outside the line one time and then be like, well, shit, I fucked up. Now I can't go back because you can't just undo it like you can on like. There's a mobile game called Sandbox where you do it with pixels, but I'll be like, oh, I can't go back. I'm kind of screwed now. But just small things like that. It's not really a lack of motivation. Like I said, I just don't want to do it and then restart or mess anything up and then not be able to restart. And that's hanging off the shelf. But they're just a little bit peeking off the shelf. But yeah. See, I do drawing streams. However, I wouldn't just want to do it online. In fact, I prefer not to do things online. I prefer to do things in person, like that, with paper and pencil. But like, I can't think of a way because I have a tripod camera right here. It's only about this tall, maybe about that tall, and I wouldn't know where to put it. Like, if I did it like right here, for example, should I put it like right here and it's aiming at the book? But then I don't have proper lighting. The most I have is a little. Oh, that's not plugged in. But I have a little light that's hanging up here. It's on a rubber band though, because I ended up breaking the clip in it. But I also have a desk lamp over there that I use for my magic streams whenever I do those. I need to clean off that desk. I need to clean up a lot of things in here. I'm afraid that my camera is just gonna like get tilted because of the wire. Okay, this is like a $40 camera I got at Walmart. Came with a stand and a bunch of other modifications. The one downside of it is, honestly, when it goes into the stand, not only is the part weak, I had to put some paper underneath there for it to press up, but none of the, what are those called? Where the screw goes in that's on the stand to hold it in, they don't go well at all. They actually are pretty weak. They wobble back and forth or rotate a lot. Excuse me. And the wire that's plugged into it, honestly, it weighs it down to a point where it just starts going. I just have it upside down right now because the top port, I'll call it a port. The top one is stronger, but to do that I have to have the camera upside down. So actually, I'm supposed to be upside down right now in my Streamlabs that I got pulled up, but I went ahead and turned it, flipped it. I did it in the Phyrexia video, I think, but then I redid it because I was like, and I really, really need to have this flipped like this, otherwise I'm going to have some difficulties with it sitting. Because I was actually doing that video on my bed because I didn't have my tabletop set up. Which is also a really complicated setup because I have my desk lamp over there that I have the tripod gripped around the pole, I guess I'll say. It's a bendable pole, but a flexible pole connected to where the lamp is, and the lamp flashes down on the setup. God, I hate how laggy this is. I really do. This used to not be a problem. The internet here is pretty shit. Like, not even kidding. It always has been, and it messes up a few things on my Xbox all the time, but I'm not worried about it. It also crashes Discord calls a lot. That's also something. It's just usually transmitting video, I'm noticing, anywhere. That's where it does it. Maybe occasionally in a phone call. There'll be times where my computer will just randomly disconnect even, which is also pretty irritating, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'd rather have nothing than something. I kind of just sound like I'm just shit talking here. Something is better than nothing, so that's good at least. I don't want to sound completely ungrateful, because that's just rude. But I am also the one person in the house that has these issues. Not a single other person in a house of 4 people, including me. So that's a bit irritating, but other than that, it's fine. I see something over there, and I'm not sure what it is. And considering I'm in my piece of packed trash from earlier video, I just missed the trash can. It's not that dirty in here. There's only 2 spots that I really gotta worry about. That and that, which is my trash bag, and then a 24-pack of Pepsi that ran out, and I also was using as a closer trash can to my bed. Pack rat. No, I'm kidding, I'm not. But, I don't know. I'm bored. That's why I started the stream. I was like, I'm bored, let's see if this fixes it. This does not fix it. Or no, I don't want to say that. No, this does something. I just start rambling, but then I just feel like I have to fill in awkward silence with nothing but speech, and that feels a little bit strange, but other than that, not the end of the world. Is there anything I can talk about? I don't know. This is the part where I just wish audience interaction with me. It's not the end of the world. If I do end up uploading this to YouTube, and for some reason any of you make it this far in, what should I talk about in the next one if I want to do this again? By the way, if you're wondering what this is a Coca-Cola bottle with water, with Kool-Aid, not Kool-Aid, flavor packets from Nerds, because Nerds made flavor packets for water. This is the cherry kind specifically. Yeah, so what I did was I filled it up to about right here. That way I can shake it whenever I put the thing in. And I put 3 packets in here and just went. And then, yeah, tastes really good. I was using just regular water bottles, but now upgrade to. Is this a 1.5 liter, 1.5 liter? Or is this like a 1.25 liter? Does it say how much it is? 1.25. 1.25. Dude, I look like I am like tweaking out. I promise you, I am on no drugs at all. I'm just very tired and I'm fighting sleep because I have no work tomorrow and I get a day off where I can just relax, and I want to enjoy that day too, but I also want to enjoy the end of my day tonight. So I'm kind of just like trying to stay up and do something that I can focus on, because I want to play Xbox, but then I don't want to play Xbox. I want to watch some Dragon Ball because I got the Dragon Ball Z collection from Walmart on Blu-ray, and I was like, I want to finish that up, but then I don't because I just don't feel like it right now. Also, my TV broke from a power line falling and shocking the shit out of it, so I'm using my old shitty one I used to use all the time when I used to play Trove and stuff on those other streams, and that thing turns on about 30% of the time because of the same issue of power line falling, just at a different location. So it's electrical stuff is kind of iffy. Then I want to read these sometime, but also it's like the Bible. You don't just pick up the Bible and read it front to back. You can do that, no one's stopping you, but it's like you kind of just go there whenever you not need something, but it's like looking for answers. That's usually whatever I would, if I could picture ever someone opening that. But yeah. But that's the same thing when you go do for these. You know what I mean? You go there when you're looking for answers or trying to do something with them. Like, haven't been playing D&D enough to actually use any of these, and all of these are modules. I can't use those if I don't have any players to run them for. I mean, I do, but I'm running my own stuff, like Spelljammer right now. I'm not running Tyranny of Dragons, which I just got the other day. I brought that up in my video/stream where I was discussing the effect that Wizards is having on the market right now because they're falling apart, but that's a topic for another video that I've already done. Go watch it. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, I'll talk about something, because this is gonna be on, no matter what, it's gonna be on Twitch at least, and it's gonna be on YouTube hopefully. There's something I do want to start making videos on, and it's looking me almost practically right in the eye, and it's just Transformers. I've been watching a lot of Transformers and other figure review videos, and I really just like these, and I don't know what to do with it, because I have a few. I have at least 8. Yeah, 8, 9. I have 14, but 5 of them combined into 1. So technically, I have 10. But anyway. Wait, is that equal? Yes, 10. Sorry, I don't know why my math went wrong. And I want to start doing something like that, but like, I don't know what. I wish I could. I just wish I didn't just, have them on a shelf. But like, I don't have anything too interesting with them. Also, I'm so scatterbrained I can't do anything like actually, what's the word? I don't want to say professional, but like anything that actually looks like it's shot well or anything like that, you know what I mean? Just nice, not professional, but like just put together really well. I just can't do anything like that. I can do things decently. Like, there's a couple videos I've taken the time to slap through and edit and stuff. It's just, it's not that I don't have the attention span, because I don't want to sound like I'm ADHD or nothing, but it just, I feel, not that there's anything wrong with that, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I do this for fun. I don't put a lot of effort into it. I do put a little bit of care and effort into it for, like, when I got my new camera, or I call this my setup. Whenever I sit like here like this, I just haven't figured out a good camera placement. In my opinion, I need to switch around the laptop and the camera, considering I don't like looking there, but I do like looking here. And if I can fix that, I would like to. But it's not that I will go the extra mile if I really feel like it needs it. But there's some things where I just really don't feel like I need to put that much effort into if it just works as is. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to just sit here and be lazy and say, oh, I don't care about it at all. I do, but I kind of just do it for fun anyway. You know what I mean? I don't really just pop on a stream because someone said, hey, you should probably stream. I just sit here and do it because, one, I'm bored, and 2, this is something I enjoy filling my time up with. If that makes any sense. I don't expect it to, but I don't think it... I don't know. I hope I'm coming out clearly, but it's just like, hello, thank you for joining. Oh, hold on. Do I actually have my chat over? Hold on, I think I have my camera over my chat. Yeah, I do. There we go. Now you're on stream. Hello. Don't know how long that's been there. I think there was it was also there earlier when I did a live stream, and it covered up 2 people. It covered up Ethan, which is my friend from other live streams I occasionally do, and also just some personal. I just wanted to bring it up just in case I can link him to that. But anyway, and then it covered up a person advertising about like pairing up through like a streaming thing. Pay them and they give you certain things, and I didn't say anything about it. I was just like, it's going to appear in chat. People will see it and understand why I ignored it, but then it just didn't because I covered it up by accident. So I apologize, but at least you were there. I see your first time chatting, so my apologies that I'm super awkward. I kind of just sit here and ramble and hope it catches someone's attention. Anyone's attention. Because if not, I still just enjoy the rambling. Like I said, I'm doing it again. I'm looking at my computer, which is here, but the camera's here because I'm so used to the camera being right there, but it's right here. Whoa, that looks oddly 3D. I love this new camera. It is so high quality. It's a little blurry. You're not. Oh, I'm not. What? Rambling, awkward, one of the 3. Wait, I did 3. There was 2 there. I don't know. Like I said, I just randomly go at things, but it's fine. There was something I was talking about. What was I even talking about? I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. Like, there are some things I would like to actually try to put that little bit of extra effort into. Like, for example, I do like D&D, but I don't know what to do with D&D that a bunch of other people haven't done, so I don't want to just rehash what they've done, and I want to do something unique. Or I would like to do what they've done, put my own spin on it, but I don't want people to view that. Or no, here's the thing. You can't please everyone, I'd say. So it's not like... And then there's some people who will respect what I am trying to do, but at the same time, I don't know. I could do, like I said earlier, drawing streams. There was another one I mentioned earlier, but I'm drawing a blank because I'm just rambling so fast that I'm not even able to pick up what I'm talking about half the time. I really don't know. Because whenever I was doing it, when I used to do it, I'd just play a video game in the background, but you couldn't even see the video game. It was just me, which was really awkward, and I kind of just did it to pass the time, but I didn't really do anything else extra than that. I kind of just sat there and did that. I think I specifically would rant about one of 2 things, Magic or Magic the Gathering or D&D, which is fine, but I want to actually be able to narrow those focuses into something that is actually for that, and then the just chatting. There's not really there's so many different things you can fill in the just chatting. You can talk about personal things, like personal life of like, oh, my work day was shit, here's how, here's something like that, or I got a new animal, like I got a new dog or a lizard or something random like that, but it's just something I want to try and be able to narrow down a focus, because I do actually want to start putting that little extra effort into the things I care about. Not because I think people would appreciate that more, yes, that might be a thing too, but I would like to actually show some of the care. I feel like if there's more effort put into something, it's obvious you care about it a little more than just pointing a camera at yourself and talking. So I'm trying to figure out maybe I'll write a list of things, and not all of them I'll do, but I'll write a list of things that I enjoy. Write 5 things I might be able to do with 5 different things that I might be able to do. I might not be able to hit 5 with some of them, and odds are if I can't hit 5 with some of them, they're probably not too interesting to do anyway. I don't know. Or maybe they are. Maybe people haven't done it yet, and it's just like an unexplored territory. But I'm not trying to just sit there and do something. I just want to do things that I enjoy. Sorry, English is not my first language, and you're talking maybe a little fast for me. Like I said, sorry about that. That's the main problem I have. I'm just... Sorry about that. You're not the first to say that. I do that a lot in these, so my bad. It also... I might have I don't know if my computer's fixing it, but I do understand what you're saying. I do appreciate that. Let me turn off my heater over here. I'm worried that also might be giving some interference. Not because I'm talking louder than it, but like... That could... My mic... I've had a history of my mic picking up the most randomest shit instead of me. Oh, sorry, by the way, I curse occasionally, but... also, it was getting warm in here. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, a beanie, and sweatpants, so it's not being too bad. But let me get my notebook real quick. I'm going to write out a list of things that I could do and then talk about them, I guess, while doing it. I'll just write interests and then do like the word, 5 gaps between it, and then write another word, 5 gaps between it, and then another word, and write 5 gaps between it, and then just see where I can go with that. So here's my old ass 5 subject wide ruled notebook, which I don't have anything in, I don't think. Okay, let's do this and that. This is all old school supplies back when I actually went to school. I miss high school. Social interaction was fun. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Should I call it video topics or stream topics? I'll call it video topics for now, because I usually do my videos, I do as streams and then upload them later, so I'll do video topics. Alright, so we have the standard, like, bunch that I usually do. So we have Magic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D&D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to write anime as a category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Games. Because I don't want to just like narrow it down to one game or one anime, because then it just feels like eventually that's going to run out. You can't just talk about one anime for 5 years. I'm not saying this is like a 5-year plan. I just want something to be able to do for a while on this that just entertains me. I don't know. Because I'd also hope that they can fill the void and also just help others. You know what I mean? So we got 4 things there. What was another thing? Oh. Whenever I hit this wire behind me, it makes this light jingle jangle around. I apologize for that. Let's see. What would be it sounds like a bell. What would be the next one? I'm going to write the word life here. And the reason I'm writing that is because that could be something if I do want to just talk about how things are going, but I also don't just want to sit here and just ramble off to a camera, because that's what therapy's for. Also, but therapy costs money. This doesn't cost money. I don't know. I'll write that down still. Let's see. What else do we have? I don't know. Alright, drawing. Drawing's a good one. Because I don't know what I can do with that. I just gotta figure out where I'd want to put the camera if it was physical, and I can obviously do it pretty well if it's on my computer, but I just don't know yet. Also, I gotta figure out how to handle the fucking lag that I keep getting, because I keep seeing me jittering. I apologize for that. Huh. I really don't know. But also, this is good that life is a good topic. I agree, it's just, it can be broad in a good way or a bad way, but the best part is I can choose how far I go with that. I can just stop if I don't feel comfortable explaining something. For example, I used to be super, super worried that if I accidentally said anything too much that people would know where I live, because that, like, childhood fear of your parents engraving, never let anyone know where you live, not even your state, not even your country, and I'm, like, sitting here like, oh my god, okay. And that is, like, deep down ingrained. Well, yes, I still don't want people knowing my exact address or nothing, but yes, I did say life. My apologies. Yes, I did. It's just like, I used to be so worried that if I let too much out, suddenly people would immediately know where I live, and it would be like crazy. Because I have very bad paranoia due to anxiety. I've recently had a lot of anxiety. And I'm not just talking about my normal anxiety I used to have. It kicked up really badly for a bit, so much that I'm not, like, medicated. I'm over-the-counter meds, but it's just stuff that I found, like, at Walmart that are supposed to help stress and anxiety. Getting a job didn't really help with it, but at the same time, obviously, I need a job, and it's not a bad job. It's just dealing with certain people. It's a restaurant, so, like, dealing with customers, not that it's a bad thing. People usually are upset for a reason. You just gotta find that reason, try and be actually helpful rather than start anything in it. It's always worked out. Specifically, I'm a cook, and That wouldn't be that bad if I was just tucked away in the back. However, I'm not. Pretty much practically next to the dining room, so everyone can see everything. So it's fun. Not that they can see anything bad. I'm just saying they can get my attention if they need it, and it's not irritating. It just feels different. You know what I mean? Sometimes my friends visit me, so that's fun. It's good I can talk to them while still working because I'm right next to everything. So I enjoy that. Let's see. I just got a bit sidetracked with that. My apologies. But yeah, no, that paranoia is gone for the most part, though, of just, like, I'm worried people are going to track me down. I've actually had people, like, in these streams say my direct hometown, and I just didn't care. Like, it's fine. I worried about it in the moment, and I'm just like, wait, no one watches these anyways, we're good. But, nah, but for real, though, I'm good. It's just, like, that used to be why I was so careful about, like, saying specific names of, like, stores I even went to. Like, if I say the word Walmart, everyone's got a fucking Walmart. But then I get, like, to my local LGS, that one ain't so, what's the word? That one ain't so universal, I'd say. That one's more of a, it's here, it's there, or it's, you got about 3 in the entire country, maybe. So it's like, okay, yeah, that one maybe not say exactly, but like Walmart and, Dollar Store, those are all over the Midwest. There's literally more than 2 in my hometown. I just don't feel like counting them off on the top of my head, but anyway, let's see if there's any more ideas I can think of here. I'm noticing, because you ever seen those charts where it's like, here's 3 things on one side, 3 things on the other, and they connect certain things together? I could do that with some of these as well. For example, we got magic and we got drawing. I've tried drawing magic art before for Magic the Gathering. I've tried doing that. It's not the worst thing in the world. Wasn't the best, but honestly, just for fun, gets the point across. That's my mindset whenever I do something. If it's not like I sit there for hours and try and make sure it's perfect, I sit there and I go, whatever gets the point across, I'm doing it for fun. As long as it's recognizable as when I'm drawing, that's good. That also helps a lot because there's a difference between me drawing like Shrek one time compared to I've genuinely tried drawing real people I know, and there's been about only 3 of those that ever came out decently realistic. I've drawn myself with my eyes that came out realistic. I drew a close friend of mine from school that I used to know, and then I drew, I technically drew Nicolas Cage really well one time, but it was on a plate, a ceramic clay plate. What do you know about magic, by the way? So I do tend to stray off talking about it during these kind of streams. However, since you're the only viewer, I don't think I'm going to be irritating anyone. I mainly play Commander. I have, I have 6 Commander decks sitting over there in a bag of mine. They are not proxied, and then I have 1 that's partial proxies, and I don't get that one out, so I don't count that one as an deck. But I have 6 tournament legal Commander decks. Each of them do their own thing. I actually have a couple videos on my YouTube channel, same name as the Twitch channel. Over there I have a couple videos of me playing with those decks on Spell Table, which is just paper Magic but online. I used to play pretty budget, but then I started picking up. I don't play Standard unless I'm playing on Arena, and because I just don't feel like picking up a lot of the cards in paper new. I just get a couple cards, or I get a couple things from every set, and then just put them in my collection, move on, wait for the next one. I like the lore a lot. For specifically, I bought a shit ton of the new set called Brothers War because I just really, really like the lore of the set, which has always been in the game, but they didn't really show anything of it until the set, so I was pretty happy about that. I actually drew. I get a drawing. I haven't shown anyone out yet. Like I said, this is not meant to be like, oh my god, I'm the next Da Vinci or nothing. This is just genuinely something I did in my free time because I was bored. But I actually drew Mishra and Urza. I'm gonna go get that. Again, I kind of have a style thing I do, which kind of looks cartoony, but I tried drawing the eyes pretty realistic, but none of this is meant to look like perfect at all. Got bored, drew it, did not expect like it to look too good. Where the hell is it? Somewhere in this. Hold on. This is my old drawing notebook, which is the much smaller one. Alright, like I said, they are not meant to be, like, specific. I tried drawing the power stones next to them. They don't look good. But I... I'm only doing it because I've already explained it in fine detail, but this is what it looks like. And again, not supposed to be the best thing in the world, but I just got bored. So, here, trying to find, like, a better angle. I tried drawing a split page thing. Urza, Mishra. Ooh, wow. Just got really bored. Tried drawing. I think I did each side, and like I was like, I'm only gonna spend about 10 minutes on each side, not too much detail. I always try whenever I do a person. The hair looks pretty bad, honestly, but I always try and get the eye right at least, because I feel like the eyes are one of the most beautiful things on a person. I just really think that is where most people, like, here's the thing, I've never really been attracted to people by physicality on a lot of other things. I just really think eyes look really cool. Like, just good on people. That's where I always find my attraction to. Not just, like, sexually. I just mean, like, in general to a person. I feel like a lot of people have nice eyes. And so I feel like it's really important that that's my favorite thing to try and capture when I draw someone. It's just... You can really learn about someone, a lot about someone, just by looking looking at their eyes, I feel. Now, I know that just sounds like a bunch of, like, hogwash or anything, but that's just where I try to put the most focus to detail in. Let me put it like this. There is actually a famous artist that does that a lot with a specific... What was his name? Was it Picasso? It might have been Picasso. Yeah, it was Picasso. I think Picasso, what he used to do... This is completely objective, and also I've heard another a very famous YouTuber also talk about this exact same rant. But what he'd do whenever he drew someone, at least what he got and what I also got, because I kind of agree with him, was he looked at someone, and whenever he would distort the proportions around someone, he would always focus on something specific. Like if they have a big nose, he would really protrude that nose out really well. And I do that as well with whenever I do eyes. That's the one thing I focus on. Not everything else comes second, but that would be the thing I always try and get the best. I'm not saying I draw eyes good either, I just say that would be the thing I try and put the most attention to detail in. I got this one thing where I'll do the pupil, and then I will lightly do a line, connect it to the outer edge, do another one, and it makes a really cool, just effect, I'd say. Let me see if I can find the one where I drew my own. Or just another one where I did really good on it. Because where I actually picked up that just idea from was my art teacher I had, who I went, because there's a drawing class in my high school. Cool art talk, I'm just in time, Lamau. Also, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But, for art talk, my art teacher said, okay, find a newspaper that has a face, fold it in half, and put it on the paper. Draw the other half based on what you see of that. I am a visual drawer. I see something, I draw it, and I try and do the best I can. However, it doesn't always look the best. It just, that was what the end goal is supposed to be. And I'm covering up one part I did because it's really bad, but this is what I did of my own eyes at one point. Try and get the detail around just positioning. I cannot find a good angle. But, damn it, shadow. Or I tried just doing my own. I have the reference picture somewhere, but I'm just trying to make it look semi-decent. I'm trying to find one where I did the damn eye technique thing I told you about. Or I mentioned. Oh, here's some magic art I did. The two cards in this are Mourning Thrull, not mourning like day, mourning as in like loss, so Mourning. Mourning Thrull and Drellnock. So this one is Mourning Thrull, this one is Drellnock. Here, I'm going to try and get like a lit-up view of both. Mourning Thrull and Drellnock. Where I just went all sorts of crazy with the shading. But, I don't know if it's in this. I know I have one somewhere where I did that shading thing, but I really don't think it's in here, which makes me sad, Because it's not in the other one, because that Chainsaw Man drawing's the only one that's in the other one, but I'm not worried about it. I drew a comic at one point. It's in here. Y'all want to see an Elbron design I drew? There you go. Just a little beholder. I adapted a cartoony art style whenever I just sit there and draw without reference, and it doesn't look the worst in the world. Oh, I found one of the eyes. Here. I didn't do the detail in the pupil, but I'm trying to get a good... It provides like a really cool shaded effect in it. The circle, I don't remember why I did the circle. Okay, I just did a bunch of eye tests here. Don't take any of these seriously, but here's another one where it's a little bit more thicker where I did it. These were just random eyes I just sat down and did. I got really, really dark on that eye, but this one you can kind of see the shading I did on a lot better. And this one I actually am looking at the computer for the correct way because I want to make sure it's the right one. Some of these are pretty good, some of these are just goofy as fuck. Oh, there's some I did for my Dragon Ball DBZ campaign I had. Or D&D campaign I had, sorry about that. Said the wrong thing. But yeah, no, I just... Eyes. I drew Optimus Prime. Specifically, I did... And now it's not going to matter because I didn't actually color it, but I specifically drew the shattered glass version. And no, I don't just mean because he has a window pane shattered. I mean it's the alternate universe where the Decepticons are good and the Autobots are bad, but I drew that. I tried doing it off the magic art. I actually drew that on New Year's. I went to my work, sat there for a bit, and sketched it out, looked it up on my phone, and then copied off reference. I try not to trace. The only time I trace, for the most part, is... no, actually, the only time I trace. For example, I did a picture on my laptop where I was trying to make it my background on some social media. Don't remember which one. But I just really wanted to have that as my background, so I traced it because that's just what I wanted to have as a background and no one else. It wasn't an official drawing, or it wasn't official, nor had anyone else drew it as well. I think it was Goku on the Flying Nimbus, but he was in Super Saiyan God. The red one. Yeah, no, that wasn't... I couldn't find what I was looking for there, so I took the Dragon Ball FighterZ, him flying in, and then just red hair, red eyes. That's pretty much all I did, but that's the only time I think I trace, for the most part. Everything I do in here, I don't... Here, let me see. I'll go and I'll say whenever something was traced. And honestly, I don't think there are any, because I've tried... I made it a point to just not trace. I'm very good at just looking at something, just writing it down as I see it. I'll show you guys something I also haven't shown before. There is somewhere in here. This is a... So there was a mech kind of design I was thinking of. I was doing like a steampunk mech kind of design where it was also kind of something cartoony, but it was I don't know if I was going to use it in D&D, but basically the whole design for it is you sit in it and you are the battery, but you also kind of just can kind of control it. That's what I was going to do it in D&D. I'm like, I can have this slowly drain health but make it pretty powerful, and I believe it... I don't know why I made it 6 feet tall by 15 feet. That is not... Oh, no, 6 feet wide by 15 feet tall. That makes more sense. Okay, I was about to say, I did, like, straight-up diagram for it in Sketch. That is the wrong drawing, but there we go. Called the Lunk. I don't remember what the anagram... Oh, the anagram's right there, but anyway. That's what I did. What's the anagram? Large, upright, Necro Keeper. Yeah, I got bored. I was like, this would be a cool name, and then that's what I named it. But yeah. I don't know. I got bored. I keep saying the words I got bored. It was fun. Do I have anything else in here I'd like to show while I'm here? Not just a bunch of goofy faces. I don't know. I might try drawing streams. See how that goes. I need to fill this out because so far I believe this much of the book is still empty. And then some of these are just pages that I haven't done anything with. Like, one of the pages has something on it, but the other doesn't. There's just a really cool, like, shriveled up dude I drew. Just like, he's shriveled up. Got bored. Boredom happens a lot, but not in a bad way. here is, so if any of you are familiar with the D&D group I used to run for, it's the YouTube thing I did for Hindering Spirits is what I called it. This was the psychopath murderer that showed up for a bit. This was before I used him in game. He has like a sack hood kind of thing. A little bit of a background up there. Just little general details about him. Average size comparison of a normal dude. Hook for a hand. And yeah, what's up there? Is that the extending hook? Yes, that's the extending hook. But yeah. I think that was a redraw, because I did it on like an old piece of cardboard, and I got bored to do that, or did that, and then I redrew it in here. That way I had like a more comprehensive. I just copied from site everything I did on there, but I think I did better in this because I just was able to put more extra detail into it. God, I used to do this. I need to do it again. That's enough of that. I don't know why that side of me just died. It just stopped for a really long time, and I don't know why. Let's go back to my list. Alright, so videos, things to make video topics, that's what it was. So, magic videos. Obviously, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Playing, which is just playing the game, I'll put that. Pack openings. It's hard and art's hard and it sucks. I agree, it is very difficult. It's probably why I stopped for a bit. Didn't have the time, honestly, to put enough detail that I wanted to. Pack opening. I don't want to just do card reviews, but I'm thinking like deck reviews. I don't know. I'm going to write that, but I know what I'm saying here, like talking about the decks I have or just stuff like that. Alright, we'll leave it at 3 for Magic. Oh, for Leon, since you're here, I'm writing interests I have and up to 5 things that I would want to do videos or live streams about with them. I'm going to stop Magic and go down to D&D. Obviously, playing D&D would be a good one. Discussing. I don't know discussing what, but like, I don't know, I can probably take a pick at something. What else could I do with D&D? Besides play and discuss things about it. See, this is where the shit gets complicated. I know you said you'd stop Magic, but deck building might be cool. Deck building would be cool. No, if you got any ideas, pop them in. Believe me, I'm writing them down. I just said I didn't want to stray on one topic for too long because I don't want to sit here and rant about Magic for 40 minutes because, well, that might be something I'm interested in. Might be something everyone's interested in. You know what I mean? But I like that idea. Thank you, Leon. Alright. I'm going to leave D&D and go to the next one. Anime. Honestly, I'm just going to write the word discussing because I can't watch anime on this because if I do that, I could get copyright striked. I don't want that. So discussing. And for now, I'm going to leave it there. Because drawing is a section. I have Magic, D&D, anime, games, Transformers, life, and drawing. Those are the topics. So if I'm not coming back, like I could draw any of the things I've mentioned before. There's stuff from D&D I could draw. There's stuff from Magic I could draw. And there's a lot of things from anime I can draw. But that's where I'm going to leave it for now because I definitely don't want to stay in one spot for long. Games. Playing. Reviewing? Do I look like a guy who can review things? Like, I brought that up a few times. I don't know. I'm going to write it, but let's see. Discussing. I feel like I'm more of a discussing kind of guy. That's what I feel like would do a lot better. Because discussions can go a lot further, because I thought you put something new. Sorry about that. But discussions, I feel like, can go a little bit further than me reviewing something, because I feel like opinions can change about some stuff later. I wouldn't want to make a video later again saying, hey, I actually changed all of my minds about this because of, like, a new thing that I've been thinking of. It's just difficult. I don't know. Transformers. We'll come back to that one. Life. Obviously discussing. I can just write the word discussing on all of these. Except discussing drawing. Don't need to discuss drawing. Even though I just did. That was like the intro to doing it. I don't know. Damn it. This is all just discussion. Okay, drawing. Doing it. Obviously just drawing on stream. kind of just feel stuck now. Okay, some of these are good. Some of these are good. I'm going to leave it there because that is getting scarier. List scary. No list. Buy list. Okay. No more list. I didn't realize how narrow it was going to be. I just need to put more thought into it. I'll do it later. It's also 1:14 a.m. currently where I'm at, so that doesn't help. I'll think of something. You want to see something kind of cool I got? I got a tie. I have a Kira jacket that actually... Leon, you gave me the Kira jacket, but I got the tie. And I don't have a suit, but I have the tie. And I feel like that's really fun. Now I just gotta get a suit to go with it. Never showed anyone that. No, I think I showed Tucker that. I don't know. I'm actually gonna put those drawing materials away. Honestly, what I feel like I could do... Caricatures. No, not caricatures. I don't know. Not caricatures. Someone in chat says, draw something. I sit here, draw it, then turn it around. I don't know, it's something. It's better than what I got so far. Honestly, there's a couple video ideas I saw that were actually pretty cool for D&D. And I don't just want to copy them, but at the same time, it will be unique every time someone does it. Because D&D is such a unique thing in its own right. Anytime you mention it, you come up with something that's new to it almost every time. I'm just talking about stuff outside the game, like Wizards of the Coast sucking ass, but that's different. Anyway. Make a dungeon. Or make a creature. Or make a quest line. Or make anything. Make a whole ass campaign. On stream. No, I'm kidding, but for real though. You want to see my haircut? Let me get my comb. I got a haircut the other day. Where's my comb? Found it. Always have a comb whenever you mess with your hair. Okay. It is very short and also messed up as fuck right now. Wow, that looks bad. But yeah, no, I got a haircut. I'm gonna go do taxes tomorrow, guys. You ever done taxes before? Got a W-2 form. Okay, how's that look? Could look better. It's all up in the air. Why? Go down. Okay, it's a little, like, bedheady right now, but also because of the hat I was wearing. Okay, it's me with short hair. I don't know. Homebrewing could be good. Streaming idea, especially if a couple other people on the call. That's what I'll do. I'll ask maybe y'all to hop in. It's just like a... I don't know. Here's the thing. If I have you guys in it, though, then you guys will know. And then I can't throw it at you in something I use later. It'll just be like, oh no. It's the Gigapig. We made that ourselves. We know all the weaknesses. But no, but like... I preferably, I would like someone like random people in chat to show up. But I mean, I would like your guys' help sometimes. Like... Here's the thing, we can make it for other people to use too. We don't just have to be selfish and stingy, but also they could just watch the video live and write it down as we're going. It's kind of like taking notes in school, like taking notes as a class. We don't do it for you. Just write down what we're saying. Hello, I'm a random person. Hello, I'm gonna call you Hunter because your name is just call me Hunter. Hello, Hunter. I'm putting my hat back on. No matter how itchy it is, it hides all this standing up hair because it's not supposed to be doing that right now, but it is. Anyway. Fair enough, but also some of us in the group are stupid and will forget. I can't always rely on your stupidity. Despite what you think. Ethan never forgets. And also I don't think you're stupid, but Ethan never forgets. He actually knows ahead of time half the time. I'll say, ooh, I got a great surprise, and he'll be like, is it gonna be a vampire? And I'm like, fuck. And no, it ain't now. Now it's gonna be 10 of them, fucker. Thank you for calling me Hunter. You wouldn't believe how many people messed it up. 6 people have messed that up. Let me guess, they call you, just call me Hunter instead of just saying Hunter. I guarantee you that's what it is. But yeah, no, Leon, you would not imagine how many, no, you know how many times, because I always make it very clear when Ethan says exactly my plans for that night. At this point, just make Ethan the DM. I miss Ethan DMing. He keeps saying, Jackson, I want to see you as a player. I'm like, I want to see me as a player too, but like, do you ever think I'm actually going to be able to do that? That's also true. Ethan's pretty much clairvoyant. Yeah, I like to be too, but I don't get to do it because I don't ever get to be someone's clairvoyant player. But for real though, it's fine. I don't know. Let me think. What else do I have? No, I think homebrewing could have some good things. I feel like I can make. I feel like I could do something. I keep bringing up this. I wouldn't be so like big on this. The fact that I have these, if I haven't had them for 6 months, and you know how many books I've actually used on this shelf in the past 6 months? Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, Spelljammer box set, because everything but the adventure in it I have had to bounce back and forth to. Technically the Monster Manual, Monsters of the Multiverse, and I think that's it. And there's at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 if we count the Rick and Morty guide, 22 books on this shelf, and I think I named, 6? Sure, I've read through them, but I haven't had to use anything from, of course, Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, because that's a module. You can pick up things from the modules. I've done that before, but that doesn't mean you should do that. See my problem? And of course, I have played player characters before. I'm getting my drawing notebook again. I actually drew the player characters. Every player character I have played / plan to play in the future. Because I don't like making new things, because, no offense, every campaign I've ever played never went anywhere. They end after, like, session 3. It's fine, I've only used my 2 books, like, twice. That's fine, but I would like to. I put a lot of time and effort into this. I just wish a lot of people lived near me, that way I could just walk over, or they could just come here. But no, they always gotta drive. I like that drawing. Anyway, they always gotta drive. Here's every character I've ever played such wonderful. Keep in mind, own art style, but I also tried doing, like... No, this isn't the one where I just tried mixing Dragon Ball stuff. Even though there is a Frieza race, because I played a Frieza race. I will now go into detail about each and every one of these, even though I've already done this on stream. We have John the Artificer. He was evil, but, like, not evil. Keith the Holy, a gnome paladin. Jack Bacharach. We don't talk about Jack Bacharach. Baraton the Human, who's trying to become a lich. Lexi the Luxodon Druid. Pretty self-explanatory. Eric, the Human Barbarian, who's like 64, and his adventuring days are over, but then that's the whole gimmick. He's still going adventuring, so why is he doing... I don't know. Arson is how I say it. Arson, the Lizard Folk Cleric. Never healed for shit. But anyway, Jake Hathaway, Human Fighter. Pretty sure he became immortal for a bit, and the whole thing was like, when is he not going to be immortal? Because he can fight anything, but like the second that drops, it had a time limit. The second it drops is going to be terrifying. Tyrannor, I think it was an Earth Genasi monk. Not doing that again. Mud, a human, but it was a Pokemon campaign, so he was a Pokemon trainer. Lyle Umberton, he was a vampire. Leon, you remember that one. Anyway, Rogue, specifically. Lum, the Ranger. Monster Hunter, supposed to be, but that never got actually brought up. It just was a thing that was in his backstory. And Kuru, the Frost Druid, who was like Frieza, but like better. The players who also played with me in that will probably agree to that statement. I don't know. They overused Frieza and Super. And like, I'm gonna poke at Jack for a second because he's DMing 2 campaigns for Ethan, and I never got past session 1. It's different when I've been DMing for 5 years and only doing that. No offense, I do want to say that, but I also am sad that you have the same experience, because no one should have to go through that. If you put that much... That's why I will only stick to those and just bounce back between those, because I don't need to make more than that. Those are unfinished stories in the making. I almost dropped that and almost hit the camera. I will throw these characters into campaigns just to terrorize y'all as payment for not... Sometimes they don't terrorize, but as just payment for like not being able to use them. Because it's your fault! No, I'm kidding. There's a reason. Scheduling issues, a bunch of other things. It's not always the DM's fault. Also, DMing's a hard task. I would know. No, the books don't prove anything. You can own every book in the game and still not be the best. It's just something that comes with something. You think It's not that I'm... Sometimes it's hard to tell a cohesive story. Sometimes you don't know what to focus on enough. I understand. And DMing's obviously honestly not for everyone. And I don't blame that. I'm surprised I barely managed to make it work together. Especially with a lot of the random stories my complex brain decides to spit out. Because they never come up the correct way, usually. But they just come up in a beautiful way that for some reason people stick around and look. And what sucked is Jack did so much work for... Or I did so much work for one of them. He was like, cool, and only used for one session. I know. Trust me. That evil artificer... He went back. He was time travel. So I had to make up a lot of bullshit that happened and didn't happen or was supposed to happen. There was at least 5 sessions of stuff that either had happened or hadn't happened yet that he was gonna do to make sure it happened. He was a time traveler. I know how much effort can go into something. I might not have the, like, you might have something that has a little bit more comprehensive detail, but holy fuck, I know. And see, it's different because there's some, like that Lich character I'm playing now, that can be popped into any campaign. It's just a guy who wants to become a Lich, and he's actually not that bad. But the other thing, something that's so complicated and setting specific that you have to do in a campaign like that, for like the time travel one, don't get to do that again. And that one's extremely hard to put. Ow, I just hit myself in the face with that. Anyway, it's also really hard to drop into one that you guys are in, because while time travel occasionally occurs in campaigns I run, his is so specific it's not going to matter. Alright, Leon. What else should I rant about for 10 minutes at least? Preferably something nearby. We have D&D. We have music. I have music over here, just different albums. Dice. We can do dice rants. And then there's Transformers. Pick one. And I will somehow find a way to extend that into at least a 10-minute rant. I keep looking either at this, between them, or the camera, but not the camera. The camera's the least thing I look at, or the thing I look at the least. And it's very awkward. Did it again. I zoned out doing it this time, though. Awkward silence. I'm gonna laugh one day where the internet just finally cuts out so shittily that it ends the stream, and I sit here for 40 minutes just... I can see where the end stream button is. I can see it's still up. But it'd just be so funny if I sit here for 40 minutes just rambling off into the darkness, the void of the universe, and nothing comes out of that. It just crashes, and I'm just like, so guys, do you want to hear about, like... something, and I go into like a complex discussion with nothing, and I finally do it right for once, and then it's just unviewable because of some... I wish I could record these, like, as I do them as well, in the background, that way just in case I always have a backup for if I ever want to upload them, but I'm pretty sure if I start hitting record while I do this, it's not going to have enough, like... I don't want to say storage. RAM? Is that it? Is it RAM that dedicates to doing it? Either way, it's not going to have enough to keep up. I won't be able to do that. So that's not going to be fun. It's something I definitely don't want to do. But, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I got these new earbuds. I'll talk about that for a minute. I just got new earbuds today because at my work I like having them in so I can actually focus, because you wouldn't believe how hard it is, or how easy it is to unfocus once everything I was learning, like doing stuff on a grill, became muscle memory rather than me having to focus on doing that. So it just leaves me alone with my thoughts when I'm sitting there flipping burgers. So I got earbuds to help with that. They broke. I pulled on them, I think, trying to unplug them. I pulled the wire instead of pulling the box, which I should not have done. They were only about $5 anyway. So they broke, and then I went to the dollar store today and got some that were almost about $20. And honestly, they don't have bad sound quality, and they are also no wire this time at all, so I don't give a chance to do that. But you can turn one of them on individually, and whenever they're done, the box not only charges them, you can charge the box as well, but you can have them in one. I'm only allowed to have one at a time. I could do two if I'm on like break, but there's no point, because I gotta be able to hear like other people in the restaurant. But they hold a good charge. I think each of them can do like 4 hours. They say 8 on the box, but I don't believe that for shit. So I'm gonna say 4 hours. And with my shift only being 8, one in for 4 hours, the other is then to put it back in the box with a charge, put the other one in for 4 hours, and bam. And I also have a charging space right next to one of the main systems, computers for taking orders and stuff, because there's a USB, not in the computer. I would never do that. It's part of the wall outlet thing. There's a wall outlet with like 6 slots, and then there's 3 USBs at the top. There's one for a tablet for DoorDash, and there's a few others. Yeah, so it's fun. I hate DoorDash. DoorDash is the worst thing. I mean, I'm fine with it. It helps business, but ooh, people get so... Here's the thing with DoorDash. people see all the modifications you can do to it, and they really like clicking it. Now, if they want a modification, that's fine. But if they say, hey, we want eggs like this, that's cool. But oh wow, DoorDash gets way too specific, even with the stuff we already know is on things. Like if they order a burger, and it's like, okay, the burger naturally gets cheddar cheese and 2 patties. Well, and then specifically this bun, but we already know that by heart. The DoorDash ticket, when printing, will show every individual ingredient as if we don't know, which is good for someone maybe learning, but not for some. It makes the ticket so fucking long and so intimidating to look at. Why am I ranting about my work? Someone give me something to talk about. I don't like my work. Also, I've already discussed that if I talk about where I work, then I immediately worry that people are actively tracking me down. No, I'm kidding, but for real though. That's a window. But it's just, I don't know. Ooh, dice rants are interesting because there's either dice goblins or people that have had the same one set of dice since the beginning. Well, look at what we got here. I looked at the wrong camera. Look at what we have here. Obligatory dice tray with weird, I don't know, film? What do you call this? It has a hole in it, but it's like not rubber, but it's like a type anyway. So I actually do have a collection thing I do, and it's part of the reason I get the boxes for the Magic sets. I have what's called spin downs. If you play Magic, you know what those are, but if you don't, spin downs are collectible little D20s that are in order to show life total and track them. I'm going to show the most recent ones I've actually picked up. Oh, I don't have the other Brothers War one. Hold on. Brothers War came out with 2 different ones. You had to collect them by getting different boxes. I got like 3. Misty ended up getting one that she didn't want, then she got the one I was missing. Because I got her one, and then me 2 of them, because I was trying to get the 2, and she got the one I didn't have, so I asked if she wanted to trade, because the colors were better. I got a new dice set, like, last month. Yeah, they're fun. I like dice. Where the fuck is my other Brothers War one, though? Because I just found the... I know, because I feel like I think I've already done a video on my dice. I think I've done them in stream. But I never went over my spin downs, unless I just randomly picked them out on a spell table video. Okay, I can't find the other Brothers War one. However, we have Brothers War Mishra, which is, there's an Urza one too. It's this, but it's red and like a dark red. We have the new one I just got today, actually, the Phyrexia Obi one, which is like a white. It's clear, but the camera does not pick up how clear it is because of the lighting. We have Dominaria United, which is not able to be picked up without the light. Streets of New Capenna. These are the ones that are sitting on top. I have I don't have Kaldheim. I have Ikoria. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. But my favorite one right now, due to me building a deck around it, is the Transformers one. No, I did not buy a gift edition as well to get this. I actually got one off eBay because someone else bought it, and I didn't want to pay $60 for it. They're clear with red streaks in them, and they glow in the dark. See, I'm thinking about getting a glow in the dark set, or like, there's 2 sets of dice I'm considering getting. Glow in the dark and metal. However, as with any glow in the dark anything, eventually it wears out, and that would disappoint me eventually. It's not like buying a puppy, which you get enjoyment out of forever until, you know, the inevitable end. But it's something like with the dice, it's like, you only use... a lot of people I know only play D&D like once a week. I don't even play it enough, and I'm practically fucking obsessed with it. I mean, I'm not obsessed with it. You know what I mean? I'm chill. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. But for real though, like, it's something you're not gonna be able to. I don't feel like you're gonna be able to get enough value out of the glow in the dark thing before it eventually runs out. Same thing with, like, I'm afraid I want to get a liquid core set, or at least a liquid core D20, but I'm afraid the stuff in the middle is eventually gonna dry up. I want a metal set so badly, but they're so expensive. I want to get one. I'm preferably gonna get a black and gold, not black and gold, green and gold, like a. I know I have something green in here that'll fit the green I'm talking about. I think I have dice that are that color. I just don't have the... Come here, bulkhead. This green, like a dark green. Also, bulkhead. That's covering it up completely. But, you know, like a dark green with a nice gold tint. Basically just rip off St. Patrick's Day in its entirety, and I love that aesthetic. Those are the 2 holidays I love the aesthetic for. I like Christmas, but everyone likes Christmas. Well, that's a complete lie. Jim Carrey specifically has a whole movie about him hating Christmas. But as I was saying, the green and gold of St. Patrick's Day I love it so much. It is the only reason I wear green. I don't like green a lot, but I love that green. The whole aesthetic of green and gold together for St. Patrick's Day and anything that is similar that could pull off in a way like that, I love. But also, there's also stuff like an acidy green. I do order specific sets offline occasionally. Let me see if I can find the acid one I got that I kind of use for my Ooze Tribal deck that I have. I found it. It's like a purple mixed with green. Purple and green are also nice, but those are Joker colors, and not the worst character in the world, but he's a little bit overrated now. Anyway, Halloween. I really like Halloween's aesthetic as a bronze hollow metal dice. I like that idea. It's pretty cool, actually. Every color is pretty in its own way. If done right, actually, just any. There's some colors that are just pretty as their own, but depending on what you do with some of them, you can get really cool designs out of certain colors. Just mixing them, or just on their own, different shades, kind of like a gradient scale. I think that's what they're called. Something real quick I want to bring up. You just reminded me about glow-in-the-dark car paint, which is an idea I had for a bit, but then I had a friend that kind of discussed it with me and kind of was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I send them ideas sometimes, but they were like, I don't know if that one's one of your best ones. I'm like, but why not, though? Who hasn't thought of that? But, again, comes with the idea of, like, eventually, bummer, glow-in-the-dark ran out. That's the one thing stopped me from doing that. I want to get more thematic ones, like, of certain things. Like, there was I don't know, certain dice sets can be expensive because, to be fair, some sellers overprice a little bit just so they actually get some value out of it. Also, because a lot of people actually buy the dice if they're like an obscure seller, so that's good that they actually make a bit of profit. I don't know. I'm not saying like everyone should upsell their dice, do that, but I'm just saying like sometimes it makes sense if you genuinely just don't get any sales. Like, I don't know. The last thing you want to see is creativity go to waste, and I do see a point to some of it. I'll be right back. I'm actually going to get something off stream, but, or I think I was. Hold on, I might not be able to find it. I think I had a die that was sitting out, I'm seeing if I have it, but if I don't find it, I know I put it back in the bag. Really random. But anyway, there's some obscure designs that are really cool, but honestly it's not that they're not worth the price. You can get a set of dice for, honestly, I guarantee you somewhere you can get them for $1. No more than 3. The most expensive average set of dice I've actually seen are $10. No, not $10. Sorry, 5. You get a whole set, all 7, and there you go. You technically do only need 1 set for life. However, I'm back. I didn't find it, so therefore I must put it in the bag. You technically only need 1 set of dice. That is true. However, Pit Fiend, Bite. 46 damage. I'm not going to show that page anymore, because I just realized if I show that, I can technically get in trouble by Wizards of the Coast. Please no sue, trying to prove a point. But, like, for real though, 46. You don't want to roll a d6 4 times. You can do that, if you're crazy, but there's eventually some damages. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Okay, 46, not that bad. However, in the random obscure chance that you happen to... You're in here, I know you are. Don't act like you're hiding. Alright, doing it the hard way. I mean, I was doing it the hard way, but we're doing it the harder way. Not really. Ah, 131. Alright, so let's say you get that really rare moment where you pop the self-destruct sequence on the Mighty Servant of Luco. Now, would you like to know how much damage that does? I'll tell you, it does specifically. Here it is. 25d6 force damage, 25d6 lightning damage, and 25d6 thunder damage. On a successful save, they take half, but that still means you have to roll it. I don't even think I own that many dice. I think I have 25d6. But, like... There are some times where I just say fuck it and I pull up my phone that has an option, have an app on there that lets you just pop in how many dice you want to roll and it just adds them up for you and does it. That is one of the rare times I actually get lazy and do that. But I actually, you never know. You never know. You might as well always have a backup. And also, the best thing about dice, when you buy them, I mean, besides, like, if you just need a set, it doesn't really matter what they look like. But whenever you start buying for personal reasons or just preference, that's the best part. Preference. You can go as much as you want, you can go as little as you want. And pretty good, honestly. Pretty good results, depending on, I mean, honest, I've never gotten a bad dice set in the mail. Yet. Obviously, there's probably some sellers that don't do as good as others, but that doesn't mean you gotta, I'm not sitting here trying to trash sellers, trust me. There's actually one seller I like on Etsy. I'm plugging them by, but I don't know their name. They make Minecraft dice, and what I mean by is they'll take a creature, some sort of creature from Minecraft, and they'll make a die out of it. I know specifically they have bees, they have angry bees and neutral bees, and I actually bought the ooze, or the slime. I bought it for my ooze deck for using counters, but it's a slime. And I'm actually going to get that out. I know I've shown it in videos before, but I'm going to try and find it. If it's not at the top, I'm not going to dig it out, though, because I hate putting all the dice back in this bag. It's one downside of having so many, especially in one bag. Also, this bag is starting to fall apart at the pull strings. Their ends are fraying. I could fix it with, like, glue or something, but I don't want to do that yet. I don't have glue. I can't find it, but I guarantee you search Minecraft dice. They're all D6s, I believe, though. So, you gotta be in this. I found it! Wow. I didn't even look, and I pulled it out. Alright, so they take the regular slime, right? So there's the regular face that looks like slime, and then they just, like, multiply the dots. And they get really creative with it, too. Like, that kind of looks like the dots on the top of the cakes in the game. And they do really creative things with it. And I think this one's the one that looks the best, in my opinion, because it's literally, like, it's clear and it has those dot designs anyway. And it doesn't look weird like, I think, the... Again, I'm not trashing their other ones. I'm just saying that is the better looking one, objectively, in my opinion. Yeah. That's the dice. Any other topics? Because again, literally, I'm just itching for someone to give me a reason to pull these out. Or the Transformers. Or, for some reason, the random music CDs I have sitting over here. Just anything random. None of these, though. We don't need to go into the Axe Apollo body spray. Not sponsored. And deodorant. Really funny is I have two of these, and I didn't buy either of these, and I got them from two sources. Oh, one's Phoenix. I didn't realize it was different. One of them was from my mother. When I moved into my new house, she was like, well, here's a few things. She got me some new towels and also this. And then the other one was Christmas time at work. One of the servers brought these, and I was like, or for each of the cooks, because, you know, obviously we're working in front of a damn grill. And they didn't do it like, here, take a hint. They did it, hey, this is probably going to help if that's a problem. And I'm like, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. What the hell is this? Oh, Ultima Online. I just have a bunch of boxes of that. Someone randomly gave me that a long time ago. Anyway, no. If anyone ever sees these and just says, hey, I'm going to give them a purpose for any of these to be brought up, I would love to, because I like talking about things I'm interested in, too. That's the whole point of this, because I kind of just sit here and rant randomly. However, I've always found the idea weird if I just pick up a random one, like a random Transformer, and I just start transforming it on camera without talking about it at all and just randomly doing it. Someone random joins and sees that, and they're just like, what the fuck? And then they leave. Again, don't care if people stick around. That's not the point of this. Or I would prefer that. I'm not saying I just don't care about if you're here or not. I would love to see you here. But it's just like is that what I want to do? Or if I just randomly pull this out and I just start reading through it, because that's what I want to do in my free time, but like, guarantee no one wants to see me just go, oh. That one's pretty scary. Pretty scary one. They probably want some actual discussion going on there. Same thing with the drawing one. That's kind of something where I'm just like, I I able to multitask like that in video games? I can. I can play video games as long as they're not too stressful while doing it, but I'm sitting there trying to get an articulate detail down. Not with those, but if I'm sitting there trying to articulate, like, a drawing or something, I can't just be sitting there talking as well. I'm sure I could probably do it, but it's just like an I don't know kind of thing. The one downside about owning modules, and I do read them, is if anyone else ever runs those modules. I've been very good at not metagaming. Been very good about that, luckily. But it's just like I see you put something down, but I'm gonna finish this up before I look at it real quick. I've been very good at not metagaming. Even I will fake a reaction. Sometimes I'll let the DM know I know about it, but I'll still fake a reaction in character. But there's still some things that I didn't read with some of them. Like I'm playing Curse of Strahd right now, and I've read through some of Curse of Strahd, but I'm still sitting there and I'm like, who's Mishka? And it's just like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's really funny. But anyway, hold on. Did you read through the Rick and Morty D&D stuff? Because I know nothing, but I've been curious. Okay. So that's actually one of them, yes, that I have. Rick and Morty Dungeons & Dragons. Which, Rick and Morty is under controversy right now because of Justin Roiland. We're not going to go into that, but, I don't know. I will bring up, this is my only, this flimsy piece of paper that, actually, it's not piece of paper, it's cardboard. Really nice, detailed DM screen, a Rick and Morty one, is actually my only DM screen that is actually the official D&D, because it has the same stuff as an official D&D screen, and this is my only one that has that, because the only other one I have is the Spelljammer one. And believe it or not, it's for Spelljammer. Module-specific ones are also exist that look cool, but they're for the module. But yeah, no, this is my only one. It has Rick and Morty themed art, which is really fucking cool. But anyway, I'll go into this a little bit. This is not a review. I'll do a review. I should do book reviews. That's what I should do. Or just discussion over the books. Call it a review. People click on that. Anyway, I don't care about people clicking, but you know what I mean. So you get two things in it. You get the Dungeons & Dragons versus Rick and Morty rulebook, which honestly just works as a core D&D rulebook in itself. Which it's mainly written in the point of view as Rick, but it uses comic book art because there's Rick and Morty comics where they actually go into D&D. There's just Rick and Morty comics in general. But you get a player's guide on just how to play. You hand this to the players, and you as the DM, you pick up the, and I quote, the Lost Dungeon of Rickedness, Big Rick Energy. And it's the same art as on the box. And you kind of just flip through it. You run a level 1 dungeon for new players, and they have funny things in here, such as, but not limited to, Curse of Lycanthropickling, which is Pickle Rick, and then you also have a Meeseeks box, which are actually, and there's more, but I mean, like, these are the Rick and Morty aspects specifically, and the Meeseeks box is actually one of the scariest magic items I've ever read in concept. So, and you might be saying why, it's just like it is in the show. But if you've seen how the episode went, you know why it's scary, because they are fucking immortal. No, sorry, they're immune to all damage. And you can press it infinitely when you're in that room with it, and I know someone's going to do something stupid with it. And then on top of that, if you take it out of the room, you only get 20 uses of it, and the box implodes, I think, or something like that. However, some DMs might not, might just ignore that 20 time limit, and then also, they're immune to damage. I know there's gimmicky ways like exile or banish them or something like that, or teleport them away, or put them in a bag of holding or something stupid like that. But you, in the moment though, at level 1, which luckily enough, this won't help you at all in that situation I brought up, but you actually do get pregens, one for each of the main characters of Rick and Morty. In reality, the Meeseeks box is really terrifying. Meeseeks, sorry. Yes, it is. But, hold on. So we have one for Summer, which is a half-elf fighter folk hero named Ari Strongbow. Sure, some of these are references to something. We have Keith Silverson, which is a rogue half-orc urchin from Morty. Oh, Jerry is on one of these. Jerry's got one. Kier Bravan, a wizard half-elf sage. And it's Jerry. Then we have... These are a bit out of order. Oh, here's Beth. this. Lion Amaranthia, a Wood Elf Cleric Soldier. And then there's one more named Meatface, a human fighter that actually has no player name, but this is his picture. He might be a character in the comics. I do not recognize him from the show off the top of my head. I don't know why I couldn't say the word do not. And then it also says here's where else you can start. It gives you a learn to play with the Essentials kit and the starter kit, which I own neither of, and I will not be getting. I'm considering getting the starter kit, but I don't need it. I can teach people just as well. The Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster Manual, and then Expand Your World, / more stories to explore with Voa's Guide to Monsters, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Descent into Avernus, Dragon Heist, and Ghost of Saltmarsh. This is outdated. Don't buy Volos. Buy Monsters of the Multiverse instead. Anyway, it also explains the comics. It shouts out as well. The D&D comics for Rick and Morty. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you get in here. You also get a set of dice that are Rick and Morty logo based. They are yellow with blue letters, or numbers. However, I personally, and this is just a personal thing, wish it was backwards. It might have a picture on the back. It does. I personally wish that the numbers were yellow and the words were blue. But that also could look weird. But I just say that because the overwhelming letters in Rick and Morty are blue. And the yellow is the undertone color. But when you have dice like that, those are pretty prominently yellow. You know what I mean? But like, it's like the portalish greenish blue with both colors. So I guess I don't know. I do like it. It is a nice little Rick and Morty aesthetic. You look at them and you go, those are the Rick and Morty dice, because they're not just straight yellow. They look like they glow in the dark, if that makes sense. They have that glow in the dark color, but they're not. Anything else? You actually get more than 7 dice. You get 11. You get a bunch of extra d6s. And I think you get 2d8. No, it's just 2 additional d6s. That's all. And 2d20. But yeah. That's the cool thing about it. Even the starter kit, at least the Rick and Morty one, gives you extra d6s. I just want to point that in perspective. It's always good to have extra d6s. And probably other dice too, but I'm just saying. Honestly, if you're like a standard D&D player, 3 to 4 sets of 7 dice. That's probably all you need. You know what I mean? I don't see any more point than that. I just have specific things I do with them. Do I ever think I'm going to need that whole bag of dice? No, but if a player ever just genuinely pushes the wrong button, I just have to go book close, open bag, drop it. Alright, so you make it a dexterity saving throw? Okay, you take half of all of this. Congratulations, you beat it. You still take half. Like, something like that would just be really funny. But overall, just a really small dungeon. I actually don't think... Hold on, I'm going to open this back up again. I don't think it's a Rick and Morty based dungeon. There's just Rick and Morty things in it, because Rick and Morty. But at the end of it, it's just a normal-ass... Yeah, it's just a normal-ass dungeon. It's not designed to kill any players. It's just designed to be an interesting thing to walk into and explore. I think the hardest creature in this... Actually, I won't spoil just in case I ever run this for you. Scorching Ray. Yeah. Scorching Ray's fun. I will not spoil what's in this just in case I run it for you. But, honestly, it's a pretty funny kit. It is a really gimmicky thing to pull out during, like, a game night. Like, let's say you have people that, like, you have friends that just don't really know D&D. You can pull that out, hand them the characters, just have a fun night, and then not worry about it. And if they want to keep going afterwards, that'd be a fun way to do it. But, I don't know. That's what's in the Rick and Morty kit. Or set. Box set. I don't know. Just an adventure. And also, again, it has a rulebook, which is honestly a pretty cool rulebook. I don't know. It just doesn't take itself too seriously while still teaching you the basics, and I find that interesting. That's good. Because I never really know how to explain to people without being a little awkward. When I say the words, you can put anything into D&D, you can put anything into D&D. You can put anything into D&D. You know what I mean? Like, there's anything you can drop in with your own creative imagination. You are limited literally by what you think of. That's the whole thing about it. And that's been also the major drive for me. It sucks whenever someone just eventually goes, though, just play this other RPG. It has everything you're making. I'm like, I don't care. I have a unique way I homebrew things. I go super specific because I have players that like to ask questions. I like the questions to already be on the piece of paper. And also if I'm doing something that's a source material or has a source material, like if I did something from Rick and Morty, or I've done stuff from Marvel, I've done stuff from Dragon Ball, I did a whole fucking campaign based around Dragon Ball where I homebrewed literally everything I can think of, including every transformation, every ability, everything. If I knew someone was going to ask, hey, can I have this random, really obscure ability that this guy used in the original Dragon Ball for 2 seconds? Yes, you can have that. It's written right here on page up your ass. Anyway, but it's there. That's what matters. And I do that because if they've done it once before, someone's going to probably want to do it somewhere, some random obscure person, even if it never comes up and there's tons of stuff out there that'll be never used. I don't know. You get the point, though. It's just the way I homebrew stuff, and it gives me stuff to do on some of the nights I was really bored. And again, I actually don't remember anything on my end anyway being too really bad from that whole entire campaign I homebrewed. Now, some people could say, oh, go play a Dragon Ball RPG. But Dragon Ball RPG doesn't have anything that's happened in like the newest 2 manga chapters. And to my knowledge, they don't have anything where you can just homebrew into it. D&D, understanding D&D as a system, whenever I homebrew something, it's like coding to me. It's like you know all of the terms, all of the knowledge, and you can make it make sense on paper in this game. That's why I like doing it that way. That's why I go and do it that way rather than spending the hours and hours and hours of trying to learn a new RPG. Because, you know, honestly, I would think I know D&D pretty well, but I'm not sure. And I'm not doing this just to flex, but go check out the entire playlist of at least 40 2-hour episodes of me running D&D. Which I can say draw your own conclusions from that. But most of the time, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I kind of just go, you mean this, right? Like, it's not that hard. Now, of course, I used an online system for that, but I eventually went back and bought all the books. I mean, I was using an online system. I don't remember which one I was using. Anyway, I had all the resources I needed for that online. It sucked whenever someone went, hey, you know that book you don't own? I want to do this attack from that. And I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do now? Call someone who has it, or text them. But, either way, though, or lucky enough, if a player is asking to use something that's from a different book, they usually have the stats of what they're trying to use. I just have to reflect or review it real quick and just be like, yeah, that's cool. But now I don't have that problem anymore. But for real, though, it's fine. Yeah. The best part about homebrewing yourself, though, and I mean, like, detailing homebrewing yourself, if someone asks, hey, can I use this homebrew you did a while back, you know what you put into it. You know exactly anything that they can misuse because, or well, here's the thing, obviously you might not be able to picture everything that they can do and do with it to intention, because I play with players that sometimes like to break reality. So sometimes you don't know everything, obviously, but you know to an extent a little bit better than, hey, here's this thing I found on the D&D wiki. Never approve homebrew from the D&D wiki. Anyway, you can do it, but please, for the love of fuck, read everything. And if they ever ask for anything on the D&D wiki, 1, make sure it's finished, and 2, plug that website into a PDF generator, download the website as is, save it to your computer, and that way it is that version they are using. Because it's just like regular Wikipedia. Teachers are wrong when they say, don't use Wikipedia because they can change it any time. Yeah, they cite their sources. But with D&D Wiki, you can load up anything and change that, even if you didn't make it. And for the Dragon Ball D&D campaign, there was a Frieza class and race. It was built into 2. That is still on the D&D Wiki. However, it has changed since I started high school when I found it originally. However, back then, I would review things offline, so I would download them as a PDF. I still use the version I downloaded all those years ago when I played it, or whenever I ran it, because what I did back then was whatever didn't exist at the time, I went through and homebrewed in my own way as well to build upon it. Eventually, they did it their own way, though, and it got really confusing because my player would open that up and I'd be like, no, don't use that because that's already either completely changed how they did it or added stuff that I didn't do in the way that makes sense for this. They didn't add anything I didn't add because I had already done it before, but it just was like, hey, this is what we're using, not this, and it became super fucking difficult. That's why I'm glad these right here never changed. There's errata, but there's nothing like too big. You know what I mean? That's the best part about that. It's just, if you ever have a player do anything from the D&D wiki, you fucking better save it, because also they could be deleted somehow eventually, or something could happen in the D&D wiki. Save everything you can physically. D&D wiki is a slippery slope of homebrew, and again, that's fine. It's just save your shit. It will be modified eventually, whether or not you think it will. It'll either disappear completely or be modified. Always save anything you use for D&D in a physical or digital way, because, and that whether that is printing them or saving them in a file, as long as it's like you're not like actually pirating an entire book. That's not what I'm saying to go do. I'm saying save a screenshot of just the homebrew item you found on D&D wiki online, unless it is something that is official D&D. Anything homebrew that you are using that you has a chance to change or be deleted. For example, that Pokemon campaign I played got deleted. All the websites that were made for it and all the source books were deleted offline. Ya boy has copies saved because they were downloadable at the time and they weren't illegal to download. They were made for free, published for free, for people to use for free. However, Nintendo eventually still came along and said, hey, that's copyright, and got rid of it. We still could have played that campaign if my DM hadn't. I don't think they threw everything away, but like they were like, hey, I can't get it anymore, but I still had the stuff, and we could have done it if we really wanted to. I cannot stress enough how much it can really matter for you to save something that you, if you enjoy it, save it, because crazy things can happen, and that's only obviously if it's legal to save. Don't go pirating. I'm just saying, screenshot what you were supposed to be able to screenshot and save it just in case. That also makes it really easy if your DM says, if you have just like a book like that Pokemon one, you're like, hey, what's the stats for Diglett? Bitch, I don't know, but luckily I have to screenshot it, show it's next to my character sheet, so it's right here. Here you go, and it's like, oh, thank you. Even though they level up, so it's not going to stay the same, but you know what I mean. Just small things that are going to be in handy later to have. You cannot trust what's on the internet. Websites can go down. Websites can disappear. Pages on websites can disappear. Save what you can for while you're saving it. Put it in the same area. It's cool. For example, Wizards actually just changed all the official books for Spelljammer. Even the official in-print ones, because of the Hadozi race being controversial. Not going into that, just saying, they did that, so now you can't do it. I actually have the original one here. Am I upset about that? No, I had no opinion on the whole discussion thing, but they're even changing stuff that is in print. Sometimes it's for good reasons, sometimes it's, I don't know. I'm not going to go into that. I'm just saying, if you like things being what they were, you really need to save copies. I cannot make, this is not, you can't do anything with this, but I just mean physical. If you can't go physical, if you can. It's why I have, hold on, I bought a physical copy of Lost Laboratory Koalish, which is a Extra Life adventure, which is an alternate expedition to the Barrier Peaks, which I have sitting right here. And then I went to Office Max and printed out a physical copy of Infernal Machinery Build, because sometimes when I go to places when I DM, I don't have I don't have my laptop with me, which has the files for both of these. However, you can actually buy this one soft cover. You can buy this one off the website. This one you can't, but I might want to run these in tandem. I do particularly want to run these for someone one day. I haven't yet, but I wouldn't want to bring my laptop everywhere I go. I want to have all the information in the books that I've paid for with me. You know what I mean? However, it's also really hard to transfer however fucking many books I counted earlier. So that's over 20? Was it over 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. It's hard to carry those anywhere. Preferably, it's why I'd like people to come here. Also, it's really hard for scheduling if you have to meet up in person. Even my in-person campaign that I play once a week got switched over to Spelltable. Not Spelltable, Roll20, which I also started using, but then I had to fast forward through a module, so I said, hey, fuck it, we're going to just ignore the map, and we're just going back to Theater of the Mind for a bit. That's what they use. They use that term, Theater of the Mind. But anyway, God, I like D&D. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and end this video slash live stream here, so thank you all for joining me if you did. And, yeah, honestly, I don't get much else to say. If you are watching this on YouTube and you can think of anything to talk about slash do, would love to hear it. But if not, anyway, y'all have a good time of day slash night. Never know what time it is whenever anyone watches this. So, yeah.